It's almost doing it a disservice to call it 12-speed because there's a lot of tech, there's a lot of new solutions that we brought forth in these new drivetrains. They go above and beyond just an extra gear. Adding an extra gear we felt was very important to ensure less guesswork into trying to figure out what kind of gearing you need for any race. We've got 2 cassettes. They're going to do you right for no matter what course you're riding on. So we've got an 1129 and an 1132, but you've got only single-tooth jumps from the very first cog all the way to the 7th. You've got that uniformity that only the pros could use in the past, because most of us mere mortals could never push an 1123 unless you lived on the flatlands. You know, they're kind of bringing that comfort and plus shifting to the masses, if you will. So having that 12th gear, you're going to fill in some of the middle spot, and then we're only doing 2-tooth jumps from the 7th sprocket up, in the case of the 1129. With the 1132, obviously you've got a little bit bigger jumps, but you still got that solid 1-tooth increment all the way to the 7th cog. It's not a penalty anymore to add an 1129 or 1132 because you're not missing out on anything on the front end of your cassette. For those 2 cassettes, we've got a new super duper rear derailleur. Adds not only embrace technology, but 3D embrace technology. We've got an additional spring in the top because we're seeing riders that are doing more and more extreme courses, if you will. We were actually able to squeeze out extra gear, same width, same spacing, so really all you need to do is get a new group set and cassette if you want to go 12. The spacing between individual cogs is slimmer, but also every individual cog is slimmer, and therefore also the chain. So if you're going 11 speed versus 12 speed, there might be just a few grams more, but you're getting a lot more bang for your buck. Ergonomics have improved. They were already perhaps what many would consider the best in the market, and I think we've taken those and we've improved upon them greatly. We've changed the brake lever. It's the same double curve that everyone's come to love on Campagnolo Ergo Power Commands, but we've given it an outward flare to where when you're in the drops, it's easier to get a hold of those brake levers. Apart from an outward flare, it's got a more open flange on the bottom. Additionally, we've also enlarged the upshifting lever. It's easier to find, more outward position, larger paddle, incorporated into the brake lever. Nicer look, a little bit more aerodynamic, easier to find, and the throw starts from further outward, so less movement from the hands is required. The thumb shifters as well are wider, and they get an ergonomic slant, so it's easy from the tops, easy from the drops. Bigger imprint means that no matter what size hands you have, no matter if you've got big winter gloves, no matter how cold your hands are, you're always going to find it. And then the one lever, one action also helps as well. You can't get confused. You've got one lever that does one job. So we've overhauled every single component from the crankset to the front derailleur to the rear derailleur to the chain to the cassette. The only thing that didn't get changed is the bottom bracket. Yeah, it's a completely new group set, and I think if it gets sold as just 12-speed, then it's doing a disservice to the other components. The logical progression, obviously, of a 12-speed transmission is going to be electronic. That'll come. To develop a new group set, electronic or mechanic, you have to do the mechanics first, because an electronic group is in and of itself a mechanical group set with electronics added. So you've got to get that down pat first, and then from there you can develop your electronic group set. So this is the first logical step.